Nole insiders Lane Hurt and Tim Lenefelt here with you Thursday after head coach Jimbo Fisher talks with the media. Injury report time. The usual suspects are all there. The only addition, Nate Andrews, out for the season with the torn muscle in his pec area. Jimbo did say that Derwin James is progressing nicely. They have to keep telling him to slow down. Maybe the most interesting thing this week is not the guys who are on the list, but guys who aren't. You saw guys like DeAndre Francois get banged up, Kareem R get banged up, Landon Dickerson banged up against Miami, but none of those guys appear on the injury list, should be ready to play.
Yeah, I think the most important one there, and not that it's a surprise, but it's the fact that DeAndre Francois is good to go. We saw him take a lot of hits. His toughness was a topic of conversation really throughout the week. So nobody's saying he wasn't a little bit sore, especially early in the week, but it sounds like he's going to be good to go, which of course is great news for Florida State, not just for this weekend, but moving forward.
Of course, we'll have our game preview, 3 keys, 1st and 10, up on Seminoles.com on Friday and Saturday. Anything interesting that you want to bring up for our fans, a little sneak peek?
There's a few things I think that stick out about Wake Forest. They play a really clean game. They're not penalized very often. And so I think for Florida State, they're in a situation where talent and athleticism is not going to be a problem for FSU, but if you get into a situation where if you're committing mistakes and committing a lot of penalties, which is something we've seen Florida State do at times, especially early in the season, you could give yourself a much steeper uphill climb than you might like otherwise in a game like this. So for Florida State, I think you want to see them be sharp, be focused, and play a nice clean game and get out of there with a win.
For me, a key, something Florida State's been great at all year because they have one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the nation, is play-action passing. Last week, Francois was 7 for 7 with 2 touchdowns, a real key to this offense.
Yeah, and it's like sort of we've talked about, I think, earlier this week, when you have Dalvin Cook, play action can be really lethal because defenses simply have to respect him. If you're looking like you might give it to him, they have to play it as though you are, because if they don't, and you do give it to Dalvin Cook, now he's breaking off down the sideline for a 75-yard touchdown. So it really is virtually indefensible for Florida State's opponents, and it's a nice card to have in Jimbo Fisher's deck.
There you have it, Seminole fans. 1st and 10 on Friday, along with a game preview, and then 3 keys to victory on Saturday as Florida State looks to take on and defeat Wake Forest at 3:30 on ESPN. That'll wrap up things now. For Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.